So today you guys are going to deep clean my living room with me. This is actually the second time it's been really deep cleaned this year. I usually do it in the spring, and I try to do it again in the fall. As you can see, I'm vacuuming the fan. It's the first place I start, always clean top to bottom. So I'm vacuuming the fan, getting all the dust and everything off. It makes it much easier to follow up with a rag with some warm water and Mr. Clean to actually wipe the blades down and get all the fingerprints and everything else off that the vacuum missed. Just working my way around on all the blades, making sure to get everything off. Then my husband came in, he helped me take the globes down, and now I'm vacuuming the corners of the ceiling, down the sides of the walls, on the top of the doors, the air vents in the ceiling, the top of the curtain rod. And some of this has been clipped out just to keep it shorter, even though this video is already long. I didn't want to show every single thing, but I'm following along one wall at a time since I can't take everything out of the room at once like I would like to, working on one wall at a time. So now I'm vacuuming the baseboards with the fluffy brush. Then I follow up with the little pointed attachment to get all the little cracks by the baseboards really well. And if it was springtime, I would take the curtains down and wash them and do all that stuff. But since I already did that earlier, I didn't do it this time. Now I'm vacuuming the blinds to get all the dust off because I'm getting ready to follow up with a cloth of warm water and Mr. Clean eraser. Not Mr. Clean, some warm water and Mr. Clean. So right now I'm vacuuming them to get all the dust off. It makes it easier to wipe them down. And I do wipe them as part of my weekly chores, but this is just like a really thorough clean. So before I wash the blinds, I'm going to vacuum out the windows and clean the windows really well. So I'm vacuuming the bottom of the windowsill and everything else. Now I'm going to clean the windows really well, just using, I think it's the Windex vinegar cleaner. I wash them first, and then I wash them again when I'm all done. But I wash them first just to get that initial cleaning done with like fingerprints and wherever flies have been. So wiping those down really well. I'm opening up the windows and vacuuming the screen. I try not to take the screens out whenever we don't have to because for some reason they don't fit the windows squarely, and so they're hard to get back in. So I'm just vacuuming them to get off any dust and spider webs that might be on there. Now I'm using the pointed nozzle to get up there and clean up any spider webs and to clean out the track, which always has gross stuff in it, no matter how many times you clean it. So now I'm using my cleaning toothbrush and I'm going in on the track and really getting into all the little grooves and nooks and crannies. This is something my mom did growing up, and it's something I continue to do. And just using my cleaning cloth to wipe out whatever I was able to loosen up with the toothbrush. Going back in and getting some more little stuff out of the corners. Closing the window and then actually cleaning the outside of the window. And I actually do go outside once I'm done with the window on the inside. I do go on the outside and clean like the surround of the window, like the brick and like the vinyl that holds the windows in. I clean that up too. Now I'm doing the other window the same way with the cleaning toothbrush and the rag just to really clean out the track. I really hate cleaning windows. It's like my least favorite thing is, well, basically cleaning blinds. That's like the worst thing ever. Now I'm going to clean that window really well. As you can see, there's some little spider or some kind of bug stuck in the spider web. So I vacuumed that up. And now I'm going to clean it with the Windex. Now I'm going through with a new cloth with some warm water and Mr. Clean in the little cleaning bucket and going through on each blind and very tediously and painstakingly wiping each blind. I know this is really probably crazy to some people, but my mom did it growing up, and to me, they're not really clean unless this has been done at least a couple times a year, if possible. So now I'm going to clean behind the TV cabinet. My husband moved it back away from the wall, and usually I would like to unplug everything and get back there really well, but since it is the second really deep clean of the year, I didn't this time. If you can see, my daughter's got some little Halloween decorations stuck on the wall, but I'm just vacuuming using the fluffy brush and the pointed nozzle to get all the dust and spider webs and everything off the baseboards and the back of the TV cabinet. Loki's helping as usual. And now I'm just going to do a really deep clean of the shelves and the drawers and the TV cabinet. I reorganized this, I think it was last year. I'll link that video below, but I'm just putting up some DVDs that had just gotten laid in there for no reason. And now I'm going to clean out the shelves. I'm going to move the electronics over and vacuum really well in there first because I usually do that. It makes it so much easier. And then I just follow up with my cleansing polish and dust all the shelves and underneath all the electronics and then the electronics themselves. I'm doing the same thing on the second shelf. And the only thing I didn't get to show in this video was actually taking the TV down and cleaning behind the TV and the TV itself. That's the only thing I didn't get to show. I'm basically taking everything out of the drawer, vacuuming it. Again, if it was springtime, I would take the drawers out and clean back there too, but it's just because of time, honestly, that I don't have time to do that every time I deep clean. But I would love to, I just can't. And honestly, it's getting to the point too where we're going to be putting up the Christmas tree pretty soon, and I really wanted to make sure that I got this deep cleaning done before that, so I didn't have time to do that. But basically putting everything in nicely, vacuuming out the track of the TV cabinet, which is really hard to keep dog hair and dust out of. Vacuuming the little the doors and all the nooks and crannies in the door. And again, vacuuming out the shelves and dusting them out really well with polish. And of course I dust every week, but this is just, a really, really thorough vacuuming and dusting. And in the springtime, I would reorganize the baskets if necessary, but they were really organized the way I had. They were really not needing to be reorganized, so I didn't bother with those this time. But I'm wiping off our home movie and photo disc thingy dingies, whatever they're called. Wiping those down, and you can see there's dog hair in there in the shelf, so I'm vacuuming that up. And then I'm going to dust it here in just a second too, just like I did the other shelves. And that's our drawer that has all of our games and Wii controllers and things in it. So vacuuming it out and then wiping it out. I'm doing the same thing on the little open shelving on the left, or the open shelving on the left-hand side. And now I'm just dusting the top really well. I really like to use the Dollar Tree furniture wipes for most of the time, but at least once a week I try to use that. I think it's the Thomasville polish and cleaning polish. I used to use Guardsman, but they didn't have it at Bed Bath & Beyond, so now I'm using that kind. Now I'm using a black Sharpie to cover up any little nicks out of the wood. It does have a little bit of a distressed finish already, but there still were some little chunks and nicks out of it that were not supposed to be there, so I actually just use a black Sharpie and fill those in every once in a while, and you can never tell they were ever there, and it lasts for a long time. Now I'm just vacuuming out the air return thing. I don't know what it's called. My husband has the grate for it out in the backyard, hosing it off with the water hose. Usually I like to clean it in the bathtub, but again, because of time, I had him do it, and so while he was doing that, I vacuumed it out really well, got all the dust and any spider webs out. And now I'm using a furniture wipe or a multi-surface wipe from the Dollar Tree and just wiping off the dust and everything that tends to stick to those air vents, and then put the vent back in. Now I'm working on my ladder shelf. I've already taken everything off and I'm dusting it really well with polish. And again, normally if it was springtime, I would take that off the wall and, if I needed to, and clean it really well behind there. But again, this is kind of the shortened version of my deep cleaning, and I was watching Fixer Upper and Chip did something stupid, so I was laughing at that. I had already washed the owl and the white vases with soap and water in the kitchen, and so they're sitting there ready to go. And everything else that can't be washed in the sink, I'm just putting back. I had already vacuumed the basket out, but I edited that part out. There goes Loki again. I'm just gradually wiping things down with a cloth that has some Windex on it. My little owl's back up there. My plate I washed. The little greenery, I didn't film it, but I did vacuum it. And then the little family sign, I washed that as well. Now I'm washing the picture frames with that same cloth that has the Windex on it. The cardboard all over the floor is thanks to Loki. We like to give him paper towel rolls to chew up, and he loves to leave the cardboard all over the floor. Putting everything back where it belongs. Now I'm going to work on the closet. Hanging the coats back up instead of leaving them on the little hanger there, on the little rack there. I'm going to hang them back up. Kind of fix their bags a little bit, and then after I fall over, put the umbrellas back. And I'm taking everything out, just the stuff that had kind of gotten put in there haphazardly, my weights, my vacuum attachments, and some extra shoe boxes that we don't need. I'm taking all the shoes out. Now, one year I decided I was going to wash my shoe caddy in the washer, but it didn't work out very well. Now I'm telling the story about Loki, how he was scared of me shaking the shoe bag outside. I'm just vacuuming the door and getting all the dust off. Now my husband decided to fly his drone all over the living room, so that's the little thing you see flying by. I don't know why he decided to do that right now, but he did. Putting all the shoes back in. I'm going to vacuum the closet. Now I'm going to try to suck him up. See, watch. Suck it up. Suck it up. I missed it. I'm vacuuming the corners of the closet. If it was springtime, I would take everything out and clean it like crazy woman, but again, there's just not time for me to do that all the time. But I'm vacuuming the baseboards, and I'm going to mop the floor. Now I'm using Mr. Clean Eraser to try to get marker and all the stuff off the tray tables, and then I'll follow up with a Clorox wipe. But the trays get really bad because we eat on them a lot, and then the girls color on them. So there's always marker and stuff all over them. So I'm trying to wipe those off and then put them back in the closet. With the light switch plate, now I'm wiping down the artwork behind the couch, my daughter's little spider that she put there, and then vacuuming the baseboards and the little crack, the crevice between the baseboard and the carpet, and vacuuming the carpet where the couch would normally be. And I'm vacuuming the back of the couch before I push it back up against the wall. Now I'm going to vacuum the couch, and this thing is so annoying to vacuum. It's microfiber, so it's really easy to take care of for the most part. And we just had it cleaned a couple months ago professionally, so I didn't need to clean it. But if it needed to be cleaned, then this would be the time that we would have somebody come out and do it. But it was already done a couple months ago. But I'm just vacuuming it really well, using the little rotating tool and the crevice tool to get in all those little nooks and crannies. I usually try to flip the cushions, but some of them can't be flipped because there's some little frays in the fabric on the underside. So those I can't flip, but whenever possible, I do flip them to try to rotate the wear. Now I'm gonna vacuum the corners over here in the entryway, the baseboards again, and then vacuum it one last time before I mop it. Now I'm just gonna mop it using my Rubbermaid Reveal mop, which I love, and then vacuum the carpet one last time, try to get up all Loki's cardboard. So like I said, this is the second deep cleaning that the living room has had this year, and it's the last one until next January when I start all over again. And I clean really thoroughly throughout the week. What I have found by watching YouTube videos is what some people consider deep cleaning is what I consider every week cleaning. So it's really funny how everybody's different, but this is really how I will do a deep cleaning once I've done the initial spring, like take everything out and wash the curtains and everything cleaning. But this is nice. It gets the living room refreshed, ready for the holidays, and makes everything nice and clean. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's my first kind of time-lapse voiceover, so I'm kind of learning, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'm washing the light switch plates and the doorknobs too, I forgot to say. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.